What's up, YouTube friends here? Today we're playing some more Danganronpa. As you know, last time we left off, we'd done the investigation. So this time, it's trial time. Chapter 2, trial time. We need to figure out who killed Chihiro. And hope and not die. That's the goal. That's the goal of the episode. Not die. Yep. Ding dong, bing bong.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial!
Yep.
You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the...
Yeah, I remember. In class trial, or it's about to begin. The door's right through here. Yeah, last time we were the prime suspect. Everyone's here. Wait, everyone's here. Yeah, no, Toku's here. Is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are you missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toku's not here.
Huh?
And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding, I'm just kidding. Okay, get that little nut job you with you. This personal part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here to TV screen just a moment. And just like you said, a few minutes later, here we are dragging Toko behind. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you dragged a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible. Whew, so now everyone's here, right? Okay then, let's on to the elevator and let's get the show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? Time to find out who's the hero. Yakia, I'm still thinking you. The hero from Saka. Just so confident. Nobody had any problems. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer was one of us. Someone standing right here. This fucking this guy. It's this guy right here. Let's go. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. Idea was small, not in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked through the elevator and moved away. Step forward, I feel my heart started to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone gone, the elevator began to descend. Couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. But finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over. Good. You're ready to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well?
Okay then, let's get the show on the road.
Thrills! Chills! Kills!
Everyone, please find your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate. A deadly class trial. Yes. Alright, yes. I'm gonna set some skills. I wanna set my skills. What other skills do I have? Do I have any other skills? I don't think I do. Alright. Power of the waifu will help us. Okay, yeah. And that's what it says. Okay. Both not bad. I'll open the handbook and go back to the street doors. One more time. Alright, yeah. Just going through them all, refreshing. Yeah, I'll give a refresh. I might not seem like you, but I remember. Trial, all rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one...
Oh yeah, during the execution, I will be muting it. So I will be muting the music. So sorry about that. But after, I will turn it back up.
Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Monkey, you're not part of the class trial. You're just like the judge type thing. First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Make your Dr. Dumbo, obviously.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
I can agree with that.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
It can't.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
No, you're
Interesting.
Hang it.
That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, I just need to remember. I just need to remember how last time, as you guys remember, last time I did it on controller. This time I'm using keyboard and mouse. So I just wanted to know how much the concentrate was. Nothing happened the same round. Yep, I know exactly what.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
I agree with that.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe. No, it's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell, found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
I think we agree on that.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Yep.
Looked at her head wound?
No shit, Hina. It's kind of a murder trial. We have to do what we have to survive.
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit.
I think it's you.
Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Okay, that's a little far-fetched. Genocide Jack, being a serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? The new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. This debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your actions. The true bullets will disappear if they hit these lines. There's obstacles in the debate, but there are a way to keep this white noise from being your way. Press the right, okay, so right click to attach the silencer, which you can since you've done the white noise. You've done an actual mark with your silence instead of white noise. Time will decrease, so take your aim. Okay. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't draw. When correct. Okay, if I'm correct, I have it set in. I know I have it set. I don't play gentle. Just set Jack case on.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong!
Yeah, so far we're doing good.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
Just let it go.
I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
Okay, this takes.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
Okay.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail.
Okay.
According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
You were close, but no cigar.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Why me? Yeah, I know it is.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way.
Yeah, you think?
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
Yes.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
Very true. You make
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Wow. Okay, so my theory was correct. And you just go straight through it and say it? Damn. You are cold-hearted. You are cold.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
I really crap.
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
I feel like I'm staying blue. Just next one. Awful people. Burn. T. No, that's not only 4. Come on, give me my. There. Gizzo?
Now I understand.
Why was it taking away hearts from me? Like, seriously, I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
That was way harder than
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Okay, just her behavior. Her behavior changed.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine, yeah. What was that dead body? Hey, are you dead? Used to hit her head real hard when she fainted. What's the front? Okay, yeah.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can't.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Yep. Yeah, Genocide Jack had control.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them? Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
But yeah, okay, so this does clarify my theory. That Toko is Genocide Jack.
She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale.
Byakuya be cold.
Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
Chihiro ended up dead.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Damn.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Took his body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the room the next second. Genocide Jack?
Wow, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Oh boy.
What the heck?
Genocide Jill.
I true. I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
So intense.
Just think.
They say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back humor. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murder screen Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
She's like, what's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
Wait, she just admitted it?
Just kidding!
Oh.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
Oh, God. Come on.
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
Damn.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well,
Yeah?
let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So
Yeah.
she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Maybe. Maybe she's all right about that, but it doesn't still bother me. She said Alright, what we got? Make your argument. That's a dead body. Okay.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof
Damn it.
do we need?
I think that was it.
Give it up. You killed her.
Yeah, that was the only one that makes sense.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
That doesn't... Yeah, that
You
doesn't-
say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone!
Okay,
Say
yeah,
that,
I know,
but do
I
you
know.
really expect any of us to believe it?
I don't...
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, The modus operandi matches completely.
There we
No,
go.
it's wrong.
No, it's wrong.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
Oh.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
Okay, so you like Oliver.
But
Right?
what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
I can see what you're saying.
Well, let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Yeah. I can feel injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
Yeah.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
Okay, yeah.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Why would you, unless she didn't have scissors on her, that would make that make sense.
Yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking? So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Yeah, okay, never murder, so what we saw in those pictures, everyone was suspended by the scissors. I don't know how the hell you do that, but, yeah. What was used to suspend her?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
Or, as we figured out, was an extension cord.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
The scissors, which still, how the hell do you do that? Like, seriously.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
Okay, yeah.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big
Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
One more.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case.
I really forgot about that. Yeah, they're all guys.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
That's really nice. Because Chihiro's a lover. Yeah, no, Chihiro.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Precise.
Bullseye, right on the money!
Yep.
What are you talking about?
Genocide Jill, or Jack, whatever you want to call her, only kills men.
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They're all men, as I keep saying.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
A lot of shit. Mondo, I don't even know what apparently it's a lie.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the movie side of me just hates it!
What the? Oh, God.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little male, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
Okay, so essentially all the girls are saying, but every guy in this world. Yeah, we are all very much alive every day.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
Wow, you thought that.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
Very true, which is why I think Byakuya did it, and then arranged it to look like your murder, so he could frame you.
That does make some amount of sense.
Whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Oh no, she has them, doesn't she? Scissors?
She's fully equipped!
Yep, we're on.
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Tell me I'm wrong, you can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you!
Damn, okay, yeah.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
Okay, we are back to square one. I think it's Byakuya.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yeah,
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
And the higher-ups.
Yeah! That's why we figured it had to be the real deal, and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Byakuya. Oh, tell me something. No, not you. Or you. Where the hell is he? There you go. He's still
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records.
Very true.
Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
It's almost logical choice.
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was
Because he was trying to frame Toka.
because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
Yes.
Oh, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Oh, God.
Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
I have the exact answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now,
I even made a comment on it. It's right after we left. Right before we found the body.
the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
Yeah, why check the girls on you? You only natural friends. Check the boys. Or hell, check anywhere else besides this. Why is girls on less for freaking her giant ass her? Yeah. They're suspicious. Very suspicious. Can you agree? Why would they be suspicious? So, girls' locker. Yeah.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Precisely.
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
But why? How would you know she was in the locker in the first place? No one saw her except Celeste. And Celeste didn't tell anyone about that. What the hell?
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it?
And actually, how would you even know the victim was Chihiro? See, these are the questions. These are the true questions we need to be asking. This is why I think it's Byakuya. I hate him. That's because I hate him. I think it's Byakuya because of all the suspicious shit he's doing.
Go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
Not the face. Yeah. Add something called Truth Flashback. Aim at the weak spot and hold down the left mouse button. Then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memory is very knowledge shop. Okay. Okay. Alright, yeah. Okay. Alright, yeah.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
Okay.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
I know exactly.
What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Yep.
But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro.
Yeah, that's right. Because it was Chihiro. How the hell do you know?
I'll tell you what's so strange about that, because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
How?
Huh? What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
Actually, doesn't even care.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Okay, let me think. What could it be? I'm actually confused on that. The decimal. Okay, yeah.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissor. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... it was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Dang it.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
I know it.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissor. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Yeah?
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Nope.
No, what's wrong?
Because it's not rope, it's extension.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya,
Yep.
you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
Yep.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Doing it again. He's really calm, totally unconcerned. He's not even involved. Not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Sure. Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
Okay.
What about all that bothers you?
Give me some notebooks.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
There's no question that we found her dead. No, but there is also, but we can't question whether she died in the girls' locker room.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Did I just take you off guard? The story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, and it's a concept till now. Byakuya never realized.
Hey! Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
There's something else in the boys and girls' locker room.
I got it!
Yep, I got
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Yeah.
Proof? Is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
Yeah.
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
Yeah?
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Yes.
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet, but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
It's gonna scrub away. Moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
Yep.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But
Yep.
why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
Yeah.
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
Very true.
But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
Good point.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
She really got into those doctors. Broken handbook.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
No.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
That's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Because Leon's handbook was broken. Or so
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yeah. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook.
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Then decided to... No?
Hold on a second.
Thank you, Kyoko. This is why I choose you as Russell.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
She wants to call a recess. Is there a problem?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Yep. Swore I even knew what was happening. Class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. Where she took us was the scene of the crime.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
We wanted to check again.
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body. It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
Yeah.
So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Yeah. We head together after prayer. Sakura then began to quietly examine her
Be
body.
sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Jesus! Sakura!
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled. What the hell startled you so much?
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
What? Okay. What the frig? What the hell? Chihiro's a boy? Huh? Glad they didn't choose her. I guess him as well. Damn.
I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
Okay. You're like, what?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then, it's really true?
Apparently.
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Okay.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
Chihiro is actually a guy. Thought never crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
Okay.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer
Very
could have
true.
easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting.
I think he's
This has
actually...
become very interesting indeed.
Okay, no, I don't want to. I don't think he's the killer, honestly. To be quite honest with you, I don't think Yaki is the killer.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned,
No.
do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
No, Yaki is the killer, but he definitely had something to do with it.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide
See?
Jack did it.
But he might not be the killer.
But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
Yes, but we didn't have all the evidence.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And
Yeah?
Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any
Yeah.
effect on you.
Very, very true, Makoto.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
He wanted to make the game more exciting.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Oh, it doesn't care.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead, find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now
Yes.
then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
You're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No,
I didn't.
I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because
Yes.
if we're wrong, we all die here.
Yeah, it's if even one person has even a sliver of doubt, we need to continue to discussing it. So everyone is a-okay with the conclusion. No one has any doubt or regrets.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
Yeah, didn't do it. We're back at square one. We have no idea who did it. Who's Riku? Junior Chihiro. Killer. Close everything else. So got it.
I got it!
So, it's one of us. It's either us, Rifumi, Mondo, Taka. Is there anyone else? We confirmed that it isn't Yaku. Someone's hand broken player. So, ooh, where the heck we go? Oh, I guess Hero too. Celeste's account. Okay,
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Yeah?
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Yeah, no, it's wrong.
No, it's wrong.
We're talking about Chihiro. Seeing Chihiro as...
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
What? Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
Yeah?
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
Okay, I can see
Track jacket and duffel bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Because the killer obviously disposed of it.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
I bet you're going kind of hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
I have a feeling who... Actually, I don't just have a feeling. I know whoever who meet was the killer.
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Yeah?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Well, not entirely. I mean, the dumbbell itself, someone would have had to pick it up and hit it into his head, so.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Did your track jacket with? Okay. No, in this game, in most seconds, anything can be used as a freaking clue.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
True.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong.
Blue tracksuit. Mondo, we never mentioned anything about color.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
Yeah. Never said anything
She
about
never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
Oh my god.
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
I cannot believe this is going to be one case.
Because I just...
Okay, so what? And I guess that other evidence, like, he started, he called girls chick and boys dudes, whatever. And I just said dude.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Sure.
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
I don't believe that.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket in her bag. She almost said she was paranoid. So Chihiro made sure the jacket was visible, so no one can see him with it. Besides the culprit. Just like that, he's gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way you talk. Because I hate him. Yeah, like I was talking about the way you talk to him.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude.
Yeah, I picked up on
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
So did I.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true.
Yeah.
My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
For me, guys. Oh yeah, we were talking about evidence. We were not sure.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Kifune, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
It belonged to Chihiro's.
I got it! We know
That's her
Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
Yeah.
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
Where did you find it?
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall for all your confidence. That is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How, precisely, did the handbooks get broken?
By hitting its weak point.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
Yeah.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
So they must have found out next.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
2 episodes ago. 2 or 3 episodes ago. Yeah, no. I think it was like 2 episodes ago. Mondo and Taka were having an endurance contest in the sauna. Which, if anyone's been in a sauna before, knows it's really high temperatures. Okay, this is further proof to Mondo. But why would Leon do it?
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Okay,
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, Then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how did they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
Yeah. Mondo.
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Damn, I didn't want to select them. It was Sakura. No, it's Mondo.
Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Because it's the obvious answer, dumbass.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
Yeah.
But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
Yeah, that's pretty
And when it was all
cute.
over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I won't believe it either, but if I found someone who proves it beyond a shadow of doubt. What is it? But yeah, don't the handbooks,
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I think it's a broken handbook.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
No.
No, that's wrong!
It's like your handbook. I bet you play with Leon.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own.
Yeah.
After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
And we also checked the name on it. When you opened up the handbook, it shows the name as Sayaka. Sayaka's handbook breached the rest of it.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
That would be the assertion.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Very covered.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch!
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong!
Oh
you
shit,
made it
yeah,
all
I
up!
do the full-time battle.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Whatever happened to the full-time battle? Alright then. Alright, now that one can go there. Now that would go there. You belong right here. We'll go back to you later. No, that goes there. Yeah, comes down. That comes in. That. Then tosses. I know I missed some one down. I missed one devil.
The killer is you!
I'm gonna try.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct?
Yeah.
At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit.
Yes.
You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Yes, you can. Because, yeah, Celeste saw it.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Because she was
Simple.
a boy.
Because she was really a he.
Yeah, that's just...
Which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Yeah.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro,
You think?
and attacked him.
Yeah, okay. I had a feeling about that. But this doesn't make sense.
Here's exactly what happened. And attacked him.
That doesn't make sense though. What could have happened before? Oh, right there. That.
The killer is you! And attacked him.
There we go.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
Yeah.
Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
What did I miss? Murder weapon.
Here's exactly what happened. Which is why the killer then removed it.
What? I have to be completely sure about this.
Here's exactly what happened.
Let's go something to redo the entire ball.
Which is why the killer hurried to then remove it.
There we go.
And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Yeah.
And that's exactly with the carpet and the poster they brought with them. They got to work.
Yeah.
They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Yeah.
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
Yeah.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, He left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Yeah, that's very true. I messed up. Yeah.
I refuse to give up yet.
So it should allow me to get... Alright. So I know essentially what happened. We're actually going to start with the part where we're going to start with the very end. We're going to start back here where I messed up. Not originally, but where I messed up. I think it was this one. We're gonna... Okay, there it is. Correct. You go there. You go there. There and go there.
The killer is you!
Alright, I'm sorry.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
Sorry about that. You can skip on ahead and don't watch this.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That's something...
I'm just gonna try and skip through as much as I can.
With bag in... She made... But how could the victim... Simple, which is why... Once inside... It seems... And that's where the blood stain...
Yeah. Yeah.
It was likely in the heat of the moment.
I have to...
Which is why the killer hurried to then remove...
I feel bad for it.
And finally, a girl's handbook was... But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, using one of them. And that's exactly how the killer did with the carpet and the poster. They changed.
Then asshole came.
That could have Yakuya just.
Yakuya? By Yakuya? Yeah.
So, after he went and grabbed.
Still an asshole?
He used the cord to. Then, he wanted to create... And around the same time that Yakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Yep.
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of this, and the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Dang. Mondo, man.
Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Mondo Owada.
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Fever time and negative time. During a battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, if you push buttons at random, you won't miss. Push R and B however you want to destroy the opponent's rebel assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out. So make sure the best possible. Okay. So it wouldn't be fair if you only got access to special. If only you got access to special time, compared to something called negative time that your opponent uses. Opponent activates negative time during the bolt-on battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it a bit tougher to hit the mouse button further. Did fever time at this point? No, never mind. I'm sure nothing can happen. It's telling you to activate fever time at this point. Surprisingly, if your action difficulty set to general, well, you won't use negative time. Okay, yeah. So I guess we're going to okay, moment of truth. I sucked at this, Amanda.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence!
Wait, how do you think?
I won't listen! False! You're corrupt!
I bet, yeah.
Is this really the end for all of us?
Yes.
I refuse to give up yet!
Yeah, I sucked at this game. I'm sorry. I think
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you! False! You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence!
Sounds straight.
Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm probably gonna actually try.
Thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Damn. I know. 81 points.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the black? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Monokuma vote time. Mondo Wa was the guilty party.
What?
Uh-oh, this time looks like you got it right. Yes, it is so. The blackened was the killed Chihiro Fusaki was Mondo Wada. In case you're wondering, it was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Kamaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then. Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but before anyone doesn't really want to hear it, you can click it. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. I want to hear it. Anyway, there was once a young boy. His name was Chihiro Fusaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy? He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome the weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and bury himself further and further into that weakness. Take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything, but even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him. It was not so easy to weed it out. It turned out the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, the world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced that the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course include Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And also, Chihiro shouldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. That was revealed, it would have been in the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent them spiraling to despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
Sorry, don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he'd get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought would be to ask someone for help. He wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask him to help him from there. The person he went to was...
Yeah, that's right.
Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella hadn't been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, there's an honor in making him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help me. Give me some courage. So he went to ask Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration, and he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Did what he did. And that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
That would make sense. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise from the men he made to Chihiro. But how does moving a body keep a secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have really begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, and he also killed. What? Why would you do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trust each other, right? So why did you... Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even when my killing.
You're wrong!
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times was I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standards is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you that embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know?
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Oh shit. And Mondo's like, fuck you. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, who makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had a chance to join a gang in the first place is because of a certain someone. His brother. Mondo's older brother was named Daya Owada. Okay. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his bigger brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. Before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. Peaches and gravy, huh? Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday. His brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. Okay. The kid's gonna take over from Dai, huh? Dai created the gang. With his bare hands, Mondo just along for the ride. Someone like that would really be our leader. All that'll do is make the gang bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other gang members of the gang. Which is why
I
gotta get stronger than Daya. Just one time. No matter what I got. I gotta
Don't
win.
fuck with me.
Don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of an amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mother challenged him to a street race. Crazy diamond. I see. Daya, EIA, Daya, and MOD, Mondo. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid's brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, he dashed onto oncoming traffic. But suddenly, what am I gonna say? Laying his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Because it's a team you and me put together. It's a promise between men. A promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he never admitted to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. The result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who bested his big brother. Daniel was going to lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became true. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm
strong.
Yeah.
Strong. Yeah. As soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the lovely and after revealing the embarrassing secrets, at that point, it's clear I would have no problem shedding light on the secrets. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, it would all been for naught. So that's why. Mondo. After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started twirling around. Never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down my stomach. It was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. Right there, he told me his secret. Seriously? Jesus!
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me all this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words like a knife in my gut. I feel like he was exposing the lie I've been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us?
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
Saying if I really...
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should be able to tell everyone my secret. Huh? I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was a kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. That jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. Like to hear something starting to break. Something inside my head. What did you want me to do? What was I supposed to do? You're supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure on my face?
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong? I'm strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
Stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. I woke up again. He was laying on my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him down the ground. Hey.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his and turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Damn, Mondo was a really cool character that was starting to grow on me. Damn. Look at him, you see? They're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human being in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't. You bastard. Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead and say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. It's what I want to say. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because it's time. The time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing? And I'm just going to do it right now because I actually don't know when the punishment's going to start. So I'm just going to mute. I'm just going to do that. So yeah. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
Lackable that disturbs the feet will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Well, hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
Mondo, one of the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment.
I said wait.
Sorry, man.
Sorry, man.
I couldn't keep the promise we made. From
Oh boy, I'm muting it because I don't want. I'm trying to lessen the copyright. I'm found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh boy, it's punishment time, alright. Akuma's just wearing a pop and roll like he is. Oh boy, this should be interesting. The Cage of Death. Interesting. Interesting punishment so far. Monokuma comes off. Oh my god, Mario. Holy crap, what the? We're gonna bump that Mondo to be tripping balls right now. Ball. Tripping balls. Oh, no. He be tripping balls. Huh? He got turned into butter? Oh no, that's just fucked up. That's fucked up. Pull out flapjacks after he was turned into butter, that's effed up, Monokuma. Alright, now we're gonna return back to normal. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. And that, my friends, is where we are going to end off this video. I hope you all enjoyed. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye!